Good evening, everyone. My name is Ravi Gupta. I am a CEO and founder of Elias Techno Media. We are a research-based media organization, and we have been there for 17 years. And we are working in the field of governance, education, health, and banking and finance, and several other sectors. Today, we are going to have a special session on meditation. We are all dealing with the Corona-19 situation, and we all are aware that right now the focus has to be on health and consciousness and our own well-being, the physical well-being and the mental well-being. So in this context, we have an esteemed speaker with us. She is Dr. Kavita Gupta. She is Managing Director of SciComm Limited. She is an IS officer of Maharashtra Cadre 85 batch, and she has worked in various departments all over Maharashtra and also in the central government. Welcome, Dr. Kavita, for joining us here. Thank you so much.
Thank Namaskar.
Namaskar. And may I request you that before we start our discussions on the meditation, may you please talk about a bit of your education and your career in the field of IAS, and what all important positions have you held, so that our audience has an idea about you and your work till now.
Right. I'm a 1985 batch IS officer, as you said, and I have done 4 masters. I have done masters in physics with credits in engineering from IIT Delhi. I have also done masters in behavioral and social sciences, again from IIT Delhi. In both the places I was, in behavioral sciences, I got 10 points, and in the previous one, I got 9.28 points.
Wow.
I have done masters in international law and international economics from World Trade Institute, Bern, Switzerland, where I got summa cum laude. That is, I topped in the world, and it was a rarest of rare honors. After that, I have done a PhD in international economics from Prescott University, UK, with honors. I have also done I'm also a yoga instructor, and I've done training in past life regression, in inner child, family constellation, life between lives, and transversing frequencies. So I'm into that field of spirituality. I'm also a meditation teacher and a preceptor of Heartfulness Way.
Fantastic, fantastic.
I have also held positions in the IS, some of them which were interesting and very innovatively, which I handled, were Secretary Finance, Government of Maharashtra, in which I computerized the treasuries. And I also made a roadmap for RBI for computerizing treasuries all over India. As Principal Secretary Labor, I introduced the labor management system, which also gives a way of getting connected to the unorganized labor, which form almost 90% of the labor force in the country. So that was a relatively ignored area. So I've done a lot of work in that. Then as Managing Director of Women's Development Corporation, MAVIM, I had initiated the self-help group movement through the government organization, and which has become a very pioneering kind of a work in the field of women's economic empowerment. And it was tapped by UNICEF and all the international organization. This model was replicated in other states of the country also. So I have, as Textile Commissioner, I did a lot of work on technical textiles and in improving the quality of cotton, Indian cotton, and improving the textile sector as a whole. So these are some of my areas in which I worked, and everywhere I could innovate, I got a lot of support, and yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Amazing journey you have, and you did 4 masters, PhD, and so many other positions you held. Great to know this. And now, if we move about and talk about the subject of today, we are going to talk about meditation. So, first question is that how did you get into meditation, and how has it helped you in your life? Yeah. Yes, Dr. Kavita.
The very long story into this meditation, much to the angst of my parents, because they didn't want me to get into this kind of a field of meditation. They wanted me to be more practical.
Mm.
So the Bhagavad Gita and all that were hidden from me, because they all along thought that probably I'll become a sannyasi. So somehow I was doing it, and I did nurture the dream of leaving the house and going to the forest and meditating like Buddha had done. So that was one of my dreams. Then later on, I got into various schools of spirituality, including the Christian school of spirituality, then the traditional Hindu Shodashopchar Puja and the Brahminic ritualistic kind of a tradition.
Mm.
I also was practicing, and I was a founder of Rengekyo movement of Buddhism when it had come right in the beginning in 1980s. Then I also practiced the YSS, the Yogda, Paramans Yogananda Society. I also practiced Vipassana courses. And then after having all this, I did also briefly got into that was another area I kind of tried to learn a little bit of that. So I have been through various schools, and ultimately I came into this heartfulness way in which I felt that there was an inner transformation which was happening. In other schools, it was more or less that I used to feel very good when I used to go to the churches or the mosques or the temples, and then I used to pray. But once I came back, the transformation was not there, probably. So here it was an ongoing stream in heartfulness way, and the transformation happened at a very, very subtle level. So that is what kept me over here. And then ultimately I was made the preceptor of this heartfulness way too. So I can teach meditation in this.
Fantastic. Great. And please explain the concept of meditation. If you can explain it,
Yeah.
because most people don't understand.
Yes. So I would like you to show why should we meditate? That is the primary question which will come, that why do we meditate in the first place? Now here nobody can explain it better than what Daji has explained. Therefore, I'm going to read out his passage from this book, The Heartfulness Way, which I would highly recommend everybody to buy. It is written by Joshua Pollock along with Daji, Kamlesh Patel. He says, what is meditation? What are we moving towards in meditation? He says, it is a journey from selfishness towards selflessness, from the reactive mind to the responsive mind, from imprisonment in the folds of ego to freedom from ego, from here and now to the eternal, timeless existence, from worshipping forms to formlessness, from contraction to expansion, from restlessness to peace, from the superficial to the authentic, from insistence to acceptance, from imbalance to balance, from darkness to light, from heaviness to lightness, from grossness to subtlety, from periphery to the core of our being, the source, the higher self. That is the ultimate purpose, to get connected to the source, the higher self. And that is what meditation does. The purpose of meditation, further he says, is to transform us. Through meditation, we go within and connect with something higher, experience spirituality from religion. It is one through which we can reach the state of liberation, what Hindus call Aham Brahmasmi, and what Sufis call Fana or Bakwa e Bakwa. So that is the death of death or life of life. So this is what meditation is, to go deeper and discover its essence. This is in short. And then, of course, for the benefits of meditation, I would like if we can see that slide of meditation, which can we have the slide, please?
Prabhakar, do you have the slide?
So here, with meditation, as you can see, we are handling a number of issues. We can see that through meditation, the gyrification of the cortical folding, which is in the brain, which processes information, that gets increased and enhanced. And the extent of gyrification does determine or implicates on how we are positively related to intelligence. So that is something very important which happens. Then meditation also improves focus or concentration or attention, as causes an increase in cortical thickness in the regions of the brain which are responsible for attention. It also is instrumental in stress reduction, and here again it down regulates the cortisol and adrenaline, creating a state of deep relaxation in which our breathing, pulse rate, blood pressure, and metabolism are decreased. It also is a tremendous mood stabilizer, and it increases dopamine and serotonin levels by stimulating regions of the brain. Meditation also increases the brain function by synchronizing the right and the left hemispheres of the brain, while increasing balance and amplitude and alpha, theta, and delta brainwave patterns. Further, meditation improves cognitive function, mindfulness, and the ability to sustain focus by increasing gray matter, brain volume, and cerebral blood flow. I would further like to add that people who meditate, this slide is over, so we can come back now.
Prabhakar?
Yeah. So through meditation, I mean, I don't know how many people know this. Those who meditate reduce the changes and the chances of the heart disease by 87%. And we also are able to reduce the possibility of cancer by 55%. It is the fountain of youth, and also it helps the society. The crime rate decreases substantially, and the group gets more harmonious. People come together as a group, and they get connected to the higher being, which introduces peace and harmony. So that is also one of the reasons why our Prime Minister is insisting so much on meditation.
Fantastic. Great. And what's your opinion on, do you think that meditation must be practiced regularly in the government departments across the country?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. Because as I have already explained, since it improves the clarity of the brain and the brain function and the intelligence, it definitely is very, very important to practice it. In addition to this, I would also like to add a quote of Gandhiji, where he has said because many times the government officers say we do not have time to meditate. So how do we meditate? So here I would like to draw the attention to Gandhiji's saying. He says, I have so much to accomplish today that today I would like to meditate for 2 hours instead of one. So because you have so much to accomplish, that is precisely why you require to meditate more. Carl Jung, in addition, says, your vision becomes clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. So,
Wow,
yeah.
fantastic. Please repeat this line, this awaken, like dreaming and awakening. I think you can repeat this. A very important line.
What Carl Jung says, your vision becomes clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens.
Wow, great lines. And uh, I will request you to please talk about how do you meditate, if you can actually explain in detail about that.
Yeah. So, how do we meditate? There are different schools of meditation, and each school is powerful. But I would like to explain the meditation, as I already said in the beginning, why I chose the heartfulness way. There's, of course, the mindfulness way of meditation also, like Vipassana. It's a mindfulness way. You're observing the breath, which also I practiced. But in the heartfulness way, then you have, the three, what Bhagavad Gita also says, there are three ways: the Jnana Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, and the Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is selfless karmas, and Bhakti is when you're totally devoted, like Meera or Ramakrishna Paramhans. They were the devotees. That kind of Bhakti then one should have. So then you have the mindfulness of the Jnana Yoga. Now, our system of heartfulness is the Raj Yoga system. It is coming from Patanjali Yoga Shastra. Here we start from a level of dharana onwards. Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. We straight away go to that level. We are definitely building our character, but apart from that, we are looking deeply down into our heart. So now, why do we meditate on the heart, and why is meditation on the heart? Why did I find it so powerful? Here I would like to give the people, my friends and my brothers and sisters and my esteemed guests over here, a short story of Ashtavakra and Janak. Everybody knows about Ashtavakra and his story. So I will repeat it very briefly for the at the cost of maybe repetition also. Ashtavakra was a great sage who later became a great sage. But when he was a child, I mean, he was in his mother's womb. So that time he was the son of Kahoda and the grandson of Udalaka and the son of Sujata and Kahoda. So Kahoda was teaching was a teacher and a close friend of Udalaka. So when he was teaching the pupils Sanskrit shlokas, then suddenly he hears the sound of somebody coming in, and the sound says that you are not teaching it correctly. He looks all over and he doesn't know who it is. And then he finds that then the child, the voice says that I'm here, I'm in my mother's womb. Okay. So he was Kahoda's son in the womb of Sujata, and he was correcting Kahoda about his pronunciation. So Kahoda gets very angry and he says, no, I am teaching it properly. So please don't tell me this. So he says, no, this is how you recite. And he recites and he shows. So Kahoda gets very angry. And he says, how dare you do this? And you're correcting me, you're so arrogant. So I curse you that you be born deformed. Then only you will come to know your arrogance will go. So then everything is quiet, and I mean, Sujata, of course, is very, very unhappy to hear this. And then Kahoda also regrets, but he cannot take his curse back. And then when Ashtavakra is born, he has got 8 deformities. Now, all the problems came together to Uddaraka. So he also loses his job, and he goes into poverty. Then he goes to King Janak, and he tells King Janak that I want to come and teach in your palace, so and perform the yagnas. So King Janak says, I have a problem there. There is this sage Bandi, and he has challenged all the scholars in my empire that whoever can defeat him, then only the yagnas can start. And so, and if the scholar is not able to defeat him, then the scholar has to be drowned in the river. So he says, okay, doesn't matter. I will accept this challenge, and I will face Bandi. So then he goes and he meets the challenge of Bandi, and he gets defeated, and he's drowned. So then when Ashtavakra grows, he comes to know about this, and he's told the story. Then he goes and he challenges Bandi. So he's deformed, he's 12 years old, and he's all Tagnya. He has learned all the Shastras, and all the Gyan and wisdom is there with him. So he challenges Bandi. And King says, everybody says you're crippled and all that. But King says, no, let us give him a chance. So then when he hears him and he challenges Bandi, they have an argument. Then the courtiers start telling that, wow, they start laughing at him, that, oh, he's crippled and he's 12 years and all that. So he said, I didn't know that I was coming in a sabha of cobblers. So then King said, why did you say that? So Ashtavakra says, I said that because people are judging you. The cobblers judge you by the skin. The cobblers judges the skin. And here people are judging the skin, and they are not judging the wisdom. So then people are quiet, and he meets the challenge of Bandi and he defeats him. Then he says, well, fair enough, now I have defeated you, so now you should be drowned. So then Bandi says, no, it is like this, that I had been sent by Varun, the god of rains, and he had to perform a yagna. So he needed a number of scholars. So he sent me to defeat the scholars, and then in the process get the scholars who get drowned. So he said the scholars will bathe, and they will all emerge from the river. 12 years have passed, and the yagnas of Varuna have got completed. So they'll all come back. So then all of them emerge, and Ashtavakra's father, Kahuda, also comes, and he is so ashamed of himself, and then he embraces his son and everything. Then this Bandi tells Ashtavakra that don't worry, you take a dip in the river. It is blessed by Varun, and all your deformities will disappear. So he takes a dip and he comes out. So then he comes out as a very mighty saint. He's one of the most wise saints. And then Janak tells him that I want you to be my teacher. Then Janak also says that he wants to have instant enlightenment, Janak. So Ashtavakra says that, okay, I can give you instant enlightenment, but in reciprocation, you will have to give me whatever I ask for. So Janaka says, fair enough, I'll give you whatever you ask for. Then Ashtavakra says that give me everything what you have, everything. So Janaka said, fine, I'll give you everything whatever you have. So then Ashtavakra said that you go and sit at the place where all the footwears are kept, that thing which is there, that rack where all the shoes are kept. So Janaka says, okay, he goes and sits. Then Ashtavakra sees the humility and the purity of the person. So he accepts him fully. And then Janaka starts meditating. Now, when he's meditating, his mind is running to the welfare of his empire and what all is to be done. So Ashtavakra said, King, you cannot do this because you have given me everything and you have given me your mind too. So you cannot use your mind unless you take my permission. Then the king realizes that what he meant by everything, you have to give the mind. So then when the king, Janak, gives him his mind and he stops using his mind, immediately then his concentration goes into the heart and he gets enlightened in 1 minute. So this is the power of getting meditation in the heart. You get immediately enlightened because the heart is pure. Heart is like a magnet. And I would like to hear again say something over here that the heart is has a magnetic field which is 5,000 times the field of magnet in the brain. In addition to this, it is having electric impulses which are 40 to 60 times more than the, because we are accumulating sanskaras. We have accumulated so much sanskaras over so many lifetimes, and then every day we are accumulating sanskaras. So everyday sanskaras, since they are new, they can be cleaned in the evening if you do yourself the cleaning. So you just have to clean it, and the process of cleaning is you that all the from your back. So that is the system of cleaning, which is done for nearly about 20 minutes. And then after that you feel light, and then you assume the pure light from the source, directly from the source, is flowing as a current into your heart and filling this every cell of your body. So you feel so good. In the night time, you are praying, and in this prayer, you say the same prayer which you are saying in the evening. The prayer is very soft and gentle. O Master, that is, O God, thou art the only real goal of human life. We have so many goals, intermediate goals, but thou art the only real goal of human life. We are but slaves of our desires and wishes, bringing a bar to our advancement. Our desires and wishes put this bar to our advancement, our spiritual advancement, because we have come here in a spiritual journey. And the third line is, thou art the only God and power to bring us to that stage. So we cannot do it ourselves. It has to be His grace, only with His grace. And over here in our system, we have the yogic transmission, which is coming as His grace. That we are able to come its heartfulness way and makes it so powerful is that the essence of heartfulness way is this yogic transmission of prana ahuti. The prana, the life of lives, is coming as a prana ahuti or as a yogic transmission. So you are no longer dependent only on yourself. You are getting connected to the source through the yogic transmission being sent by the source. So this is what happens in short. So we have the yogic transmission, which is unique. We have the process of cleaning, which is unique. The prayer, which is said in the night time, keeps you connected for the whole night. So the action is happening on its own. The whole night is utilized in your spiritual journey. And then finally, what is important is that in this system, we have some people called preceptors or teachers who are able to give, say, weekly or fortnightly sittings. And these sittings help to clean the sanskaras, the past sanskaras of previous births. So you are then slowly getting more and more refined with these sittings with the preceptors and the teachers. They do a great job doing this. So this, in short, is the system and the heartfulness way. And now, if it is okay by you, Dr. Ravi, we will then go ahead with the short session of meditation. Are we here?
Yes, ma'am. Sir is coming within a second.
Okay. So can I start with the meditation session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would request everybody to sit very, very comfortably. They can sit cross-legged. They can sit without crossing the legs. They can lean back on the chair, or they should not lie down. But apart from that, because the spine should be somewhat erect, because the grace flows from the top. So we are looking for that grace. So you can sit erect in whatever pose. You can lean back. Be completely comfortable. Preferably, if you can, your hands can intertwine with each other, and your legs, even if you're sitting without cross-legged, it's very small way they can, just be crossed in this way, so that the circuit is complete. So now I will go through two processes. The first process will be the process of relaxation, and the second process will be the process of I will go step by step. At the end of the relaxation, you will assume that the grace is falling on you and it is there in your heart, will be given to you. Now, after the yoga is given to you, after the meditation is over, we will proceed. Relax yourself and sit comfortably, completely relaxing your body. Preferably, kindly take out your shoes. I would request everybody to switch off the mobiles, because this transmission happens at a very subtle level. So we require to be extremely quiet. So you can breathe once or twice deeply, relaxing yourself. Now we'll start the relaxation. Relax your toes. Experience all the tension and stress going out, feeling completely relaxed. Relax your entire body from toes to head. Feeling completely relaxed. Inhale and exhale and let go. Relax your feet. See all the tensions going out from every cell of your feet. Relax completely. Your ankles, relax. Relax Relax your ankles. All tension going out. Let go. Inhale and exhale. Let go. Relax your lower legs, your calf muscles. So all the stress and tension go out, relaxing every muscle of your lower leg. Inhale, exhale, let go. Relax your knees. Relaxing every part of your knees. Seeing the entire tension go off. Relax your upper legs. See all the stress going out completely. Let go. Now you're feeling completely relaxed from your toes up to your hips. Relax your hips. Let go. Your lower back. See all the stress go out. Relax completely. The stomach muscles, the stomach. Exhale, let go. The upper back. Relax. All the tension go out. Inhale, exhale, let go. Your chest, inhale, exhale, let go. Relax your shoulders. Relax them completely. Feeling all the stress, all the tensions going out. Inhale and exhale. Let go. The upper portion of your arms, relax them. Every muscle experiencing the release of tension. Relax completely. Let go. Relax your elbows. Inhale and exhale. Let go. The lower portion of the arms. Inhale, exhale, and let go. Both your palms. Relax every muscle. all the tension going out completely. Relax and let go. All the fingers of your hand, relax and let go. Relax your neck muscles. See all the tensions and stress leaving from your neck. And if you feeling completely relaxed, relax completely your neck. Inhale, exhale, and let go. Relax your lips, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead. Relax them completely. Inhale, exhale, and let go. Relax your upper head, the back of your head. Feel yourself completely relaxed. Inhale, exhale, and let go. Now your entire body, from toes to the head, every cell and every muscle is completely relaxed. Relaxed. And let go of everything. Now sit gently, assuming divine light, heart, drawing your attention to the source, your heart, and feeling the inner pull which you're experiencing from the source. Your entire attention being drawn in. Now we start meditation. Let's start. That's all. I hope my brothers and sisters are feeling mission. It was a very short meditation because of the time constraint. But ideally, the meditation should for say about half an hour, at least for 25 minutes, half an hour, and then slowly increase to 1 hour. Preferably, it should be done early in the morning, and if possible, after some time, you can do it before the day breaks, that is in dawn, before the sun rises. And in the evening, after your day's work is done, about 20 minutes of cleaning has to be done. And the night prayers, five minutes of prayers. I would also like to request that Dr. Ravi also, that this meditation today, because I was explaining also about it, we could not have the session, the full session.
Yes.
And in case we can, if people do feel interested and they can probably write to you, we can organize 3 consecutive days sessions. It has to be done 3 consecutive days, half an hour or so, and so half an hour, 35 minutes or so for 3 consecutive days. And whoever is interested can get introduced to the system, because these are the 3 introductory sittings which are essential before we start this practice.
Okay.
So a lot of cleaning happens in that, and then you get connected to the source more easily. So this is the system, and you can take the follow-up on it.
Wow. Fantastic. Thanks for taking us through this process of meditation. I think it was a new experience for most of us. And
Dr. Ravi, if anybody has any questions,
yes,
then we can probably have 5 minutes of question answer.
yes. So there is a question, like if you can open your Q&A button, or I can read it here.
Yeah, you read it, please.
Yeah. So it's written by Anil Maheshwari. This is your friend, Dr. Anil Maheshwari from US. Yes. Slide. Meditation is indeed the way to connect with the source. It improves total brain functioning and education and reduces stress. The lockdown is a great time to learn and practice meditation and purify collective consciousness. This is a great start. The whole world should meditate regularly. And he also adds on that I like the point of meditating to reduce some garage. Meditation can be considered as a way of washing off dirt from our mind, like we wash the body every day. So that's the comment he has written. The
Fantastic, Anil. Anil, you have touched a very, very important. How much more time do we have, Dr. Ravi? Because it's already.
Yeah. So
I didn't realize the time. To say one thing is what Anil has said, because he has touched a very important point, that we are at a time of COVID. So I wanted to also tell that in some of the international spiritual conferences which I've attended, some of the spiritual masters also discussing that in the universes at the lowest frequency level, amongst all the other universes in this entire creation. So we have multiple universes, right? So in planet Earth, we are going through a phenomenal time where we have just two years with us, starting from beginning of 2, where we have the possibility, if everybody meditates, we have the possibility of improving or enhancing our vibrational level so much. that we get sucked into a higher trajectory of higher vibration level. So this opening, like how the stars or the comets come, there is a particular time when you have that opening. So this window is, so in this, that is typically if everybody can raise their vibration level and come into that, the whole planet will be benefited by going into a higher vibration dimension.
Interesting. Great.
So I would request you that we all have a meditation. You can take any other feedback or questions.
So I think people have, like if you look at the chat, people have said that this is a wonderful session, and so people are liking it, and they have mentioned about some of the audio issues we had in the session. So I think overall feedback on the chat is very good, and a lot of people are thanking here. Yeah.
Thank you so much. But any questions in particular, if anybody has any questions to clarify, because clarity is very important.
People have asked what is the name of the book, if you can mention this.
Yeah. That's very, This is the book, The Heartfulness Way, written by Joshua, Joshua, Joshua Pollock, Pollock, and Kamlesh Patel. So Kamlesh Patel is Daji, our master, and this book is also international bestseller. So if you just click the title also, The Heartfulness Way, you will get the book in Amazon. It's available in Amazon. Yes.
Great. So with this, we will like to thank you, Dr. Kavita Gupta, and we will surely plan another series of sessions on meditation with you, so that we have all the settings as you mentioned, right? And thank you all the audience, and the video of this panel is available on ILET's page on Facebook. So if you have liked it, you can like and share this video with all your friends. With this, I thank Dr. Kavita again, and all the audience again, and namaskar to everyone. Thank you.
Dr. Ravi, thank you very much. And Alex, I would like to thank you for this excellent opportunity, to you and your whole team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Namaskar.